welcome back to another on the Football Zone and to a midweek review reviewing the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League and Championship action. Let's get straight into it on Tuesday with Manchester City absolutely dominating about Bayern Munich to secure 1 foot in the Champions League semi-finals, and Rodri with a brilliant goal, Silva and that man Haaland with the goals, and yeah, on the whole this was dominant for Man City. Bayern kind of lost their heads in the match and after the match by the sound of it, but yeah, brilliant from City. They really are clicking into gear at the right time, and who knows, the treble could even be on. But moving on then to Wednesday, the other English team involved in the Champions League, and it's a less happy story for Chelsea. They were defeated 2-0 at Real Madrid. Benzema gave Madrid a lead in the 21st minute. Chilwell was sent off in the 59th minute, and Asensio in the 74th minute made it 2-0 to Madrid. Yeah, Madrid dominated here. I don't know, you kind of felt like they could have got a goal whenever they really wanted, to be honest. Chelsea were miles off the pace compared to them. Obviously, Chilwell's red card didn't help, but yeah, it's going to be nigh on impossible to turn it around now. Lampard hasn't had the impact he wanted, and Madrid 1 foot in the semi-final. Manchester United were held to a 2-2 draw against Sevilla on Thursday in Europa League, and yeah, this will be bitterly disappointing for United. They went 2 up, but yeah, unfortunately, in the second half, I don't know, it all kind of just seemed to collapse for them after 2 goals from Sabitzer, and it was 2 late goals as well, 2 own goals through Malacia and Maguire. So yeah, deeply frustrating for Manchester United. We know Sevilla in Europa League are normally something different, so yeah, it's not going to be an easy test for the Manchester United having to face their away fixture now level. But moving on into West Ham, and they drew 1-1 away at Ghent. Yeah, West Ham took the lead just before half-time through Danny Ings before Ghent equalised on around about the hour mark. And yeah, if anything, I'd probably say Ghent edged this and maybe just about deserved to win. But, it wasn't much in the game, really. But yeah, West Ham at home with a draw. I think they're feeling confident with the return fixture being at the London Stadium. But who knows, it's still a cup tie that could go either way. Moving on then to the Championship action on Easter Monday, and it was Huddersfield 2, Blackburn 2 at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield got off to a flyer. They were 2 up within 22 minutes through Pearson and Redoni, but Rankin Costello just after the break made it 2-1, and then it looked like Huddersfield will hold out, but no, Hodges in the 91st minute scored for Blackburn to give them a point, and yeah, in the end Blackburn, I would say it's a fully deserved point. Good comeback from them, and means they're just about in the past, do have a game in hand which could be crucial, but yeah, for Huddersfield, disappointed to lose 2-goal lead, but I think they'll stay up. They've got no qualms about them. Moving on then to Swansea, and they picked up a really good 2-0 win away at Wigan, and yeah, probably another nail in the coffin for Wigan. If with their impending relegation, but Pirro with both goals early on in the first half, and yeah, it's a game that Swansea definitely deserve to win. They're finding a bit of form later on in the season, which is obviously a positive for them going into next season, but yeah, for Wigan, like I say, it's going to take a massive order for them to stay up now. But moving on into Cardiff 0, Sunderland 1 at the Cardiff City Stadium. It was Kirkham with the only goal of the game in the 60th minute, and yeah, wasn't a lot in it. Maybe Sunderland just about edged it and deserved to pick up the victory, I would say. So yeah, good win for them, like I say. But yeah, for Cardiff, frustrating one. There's still only 1 point above the relegation zone, so they're still in danger. Do have a game in hand, but yeah, still in danger, and Sabri Lamouchi's team definitely need points if they want to stay up this season. But for Sunderland, very good win for them. Moving on then to West Brom 2, QPR 2 at the Hawthorns. Brandon Thomas Asante and Sami Ajayi in the 10th to 13th minute getting West Brom after a fly, but Lyndon Dykes and Chris Martin recovered a 2-0 goal to see for QPR, and yeah, in the end QPR, as they were fully deserving of their point. Really good comeback for them. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. So yeah, and also with the form being so terrible recently, it could give them some confidence as well, and that could be exactly what they need for him and Gareth Ainsworth to stay up. But moving on into Preston 2, Reading 1, Tom Cannon gave Preston lead in the 56th minute before Kelvin Iapatio Marhan scored for Reading in the 83rd minute, and Potts in the 92nd minute for Preston got the winner. And yeah, Preston's heart must have been broken when that Reading equaliser went in, but no, they found a way, and Preston definitely the better side here, deserving the win, and their playoff charge continues, but Reading looking bang in trouble, and eventually getting rid of Paul Ince. I would say maybe a decision that's been made a bit too late, but maybe getting rid of him still gives them a bit of a just chance. But moving on then to Norwich 0, Rotherham 0, and yeah, a bit of a disappointing game here for Norwich. For Rotherham, I think they'll be really happy with this. That's a really good point for them. They didn't have the best of the game, Norwich did, but it's a really good point for Rotherham, gets them further away from relegation trouble, 4 points clear, and do have a game in hand as well. So I think they'll be feeling confident about their survival prospects. But for Norwich, unfortunately for them, they have to be winning these games if they want to have a chance of making the playoffs. Still 1 point out, but they've got to start winning games. Moving on into Luton 3, Blackpool 1 at Kenilworth Road, and Luton actually took a surprise lead through Lions. Sorry, Blackpool took a surprise lead through Lions, but Ruddock, Harris and Ruddock again scored for Luton to give them the win. And Luton at the moment absolutely flying. What can you say about them? Their form recently has been so impressive. 5 points behind Sheffield United. It's unlikely they'll get automatic promotion, but pretty much search for first. And they're playing so well, you wouldn't rule them out winning it at all, really. Moving on into Hull 1, Millwall 0 at the KCON, and Traore with a goal in the 70th minute. It's a game that I think Millwall will be gutted they didn't get something out of, because they probably deserved it. And only inside the playoffs now on goal difference. They'll be worried. This is a game that I think they really felt like maybe they could have got some points out of. And they'll be worrying again that slip in form could cost them the playoffs. Because they've been so great before this, they definitely deserve to. They've got to keep on it now, because all of a sudden their playoff place is looking more and more precarious. Moving on into Coventry 2, Watford 2 at the Rico. João Pedro and Loaiza gave Watford a 2-0 lead in the first half before Gooden and Sheaf equalised in the 58th and 72nd minute respectively. In the end it was Coventry who deserved the win, but Watford held on. Draw leading 2-0, I think there will be disappointment from Watford, and Coventry as well, game that they felt maybe they could have won. Put it this way, it's not going to do much great use to either of these sides as they chase down a playoff spot. So I think both of these teams maybe won't be too pleased after this. But moving on then to Birmingham 0, Stoke 0 at St Andrews. This is kind of a bit of an end of the season game between teams that just don't have a lot to play for. Wasn't the greatest game I've ever seen, put it that way. Maybe Birmingham had a higher XG, Stoke kind of had more possession. You could kind of see it was maybe like quite an even game. And a 0-0 draw, considering where both these teams are at. It's kind of fitting in a way. But moving on into a game with more implications, although maybe less so now. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 2. Bell and Cornick with the goals for Bristol City to make it 2-0, but Ramsey and Crook made it 2-2. For Borough, I think they can count themselves fortunate here to get a draw. Don't know, they've kind of fallen off a bit under Michael Carrick recently, sitting fourth, still going to make the playoffs comfortably, but it will be a bit of disappointing their tail off. Had a chance of the autos at one point, but that seems to fade away. But I think for them now it's all about just kind of regaining their form, getting back to their best and going for the playoffs, because if they perform well, they can definitely get promoted. But moving on then to Burnley 2, Sheffield United 0 at Turf Moor. Sheffield United started well, maybe Burnley enjoyed themselves a bit too much after their promotion, but it all went downhill when Wes Foderingham was sent off in the 17th minute, new keeper needed, Gibson with 2 in the second half, breaking Sheffield United's resistance to get them the win. Dominant win, kind of makes the title win imminent for them. So impressive, Burnley, aren't they? What can you say? Just really impressive. Sheffield United still looking good for the top 2 though. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, for daily football news and subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.